Here's the ANET printer, which is quite interesting for me personally because this is the first printer that I've actually bought new. So that's an awful one. This is the ANET A8 Plus, and I've bought it because, well, the old version that I cobbled together out of E10, an ANET E10 as a matter of fact, and some bits and bobs that I had lying around, it's starting to show its age, and I thought, well, why not? This thing's looking cheap. They're about £120 to £150 right now, and it's the same size as the printer that I built myself. It might actually work quite well. A lot of people say that ANETs go on fire, and that was previously because the safeties in the Marlin software had never been engaged. So if it loosened its thermocouple, it couldn't tell what temperature it was, and it just kept on printing. This has been solved in this version, so that's all good. Let's open it up and have a look at what's inside it. Let's see, hopefully I'm not cutting through any cables or anything like this. It should be fairly protected. As you can see, it's had a bit of a kicking on the way here, but I don't even know if this is the top. I'm sure we'll find out. I feel like it might be actually the bottom. So this is going to come to bits when I turn it upside down. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's not too bad. So what we've got here is some V-slot extrusion. Some nice chunky 2040, I think that is. Some 2020 extrusion. If you're ever wondering, the 2020 is the diameter, not the diameter, the measurements of both sides. It's 20mm by 20mm. What is this thing? Oh, that's a controller. And if we can just about see in there, we can see the red of the old school ANET boards. That's a V7 ANET board, which you might be able to see. USB SD card. Oh, there's a slightly better thing. I like the fact that I've got a metal tray for it to go in. Now, the point of this purchase is because I've got some jobs I need to do, but also I'm looking to have another large format printer for to do some jobs on. And it would also mean that if this is all working nice and hunky-dory, it means that I can give the other printers a break and give them a good service and get them all working. We've got a couple of stepper motors here. They're nicely labelled, that's handy. This is a Z1, so you've got the coupler there and the toothed gear there for the Y. And this nice little number here is, by the looks of it, the hot end. And it's a direct drive one, which is nice. This could be quite useful for me to do some of the flexible filaments that I've got, TPU and so on. And as I previously mentioned, well, let's have a quick look at this actually, because you don't have a sock for it, and it just seems to be a hot end all the way down there. Geez, how do you cool that? There must be a fan. I'm hoping there'll be a fan, because that's basically just went into this really kind of cheap, nasty looking heat sink, and yeah, okay, fair enough. It must work. The heating element, which is good, and the thermocouple, which is even better. So that's okay. Oh, and we've got more stuff under here. This is looking better since we've now got this. We've now got the X-axis motor with its toothed gear on it, and we have the flexible coupler for the Z-axis. We have a wee nifty power supply. What have I got? A bit of paper. Yeah, okay. I was hoping for stickers, but you know. Superdar. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And it's supposed to be a 24 volt one. Yeah, 24 volt, 15 amp. What it says there, that's good. You've got all the connectors there, and you can run it at 110 or 220, which is fine. And yeah, another lovely bit of metal. I'm liking the bits of metal. They're not like super strong or anything, but they're just, it's always good to have metal bits. And then more of these lot. Yeah. We have the rods here, and the rods, I believe, are 8mm. 8mm rods. So there's the actual the threaded rod for the Z-axis, and then the rods for the X and Y axis for the sliders. That's fine. The linear rails is what it's probably better known as. And now that I'm regretting opening it this way, all the other bits. So we've got a plug, which is an EU plug, which is of no use to me. Maybe one day when I'm in Europe, I'll need it. We have the toothed belts. We have the bit of filament they give you. Okay, that's fine. I need to get some more. We have the USB and a fuse. That's handy. I'm hoping that that's a spare one. We have the cable tidies. That's nice. And we have some connectors to keep the strength on. Now this part I have actually did a bit of research in, maybe corner connectors. This part is for the Y-axis belt. It's metal. However, I may actually print out a better bit, because as I'm building this, if I just knocked it together, it would take me probably half a day or something like that. But actually, I think I would be better off taking my time, as we're going to be videoing it, and taking you through this. And as I get to a point that I think maybe I should print out a better part, I'll print out a better part. We have these plastic bearings with the LM8UU bearings inside it. Okay, that's fine. And we have the bag of all the cables with the extra switches. So I'm assuming that's the end stops. And we have more bits of metal, more brackets. I'm assuming that's the X and Y connectors. We've got some cables for the screen. Now, I did see a review somewhere saying that these weren't actually all that long, but actually, that's pretty good. So maybe there's better ones than what the previous reviews had seen. Always try and check out what it is you're buying. Have a little bit of an idea. It helps, it really does. Okay, so we've got that. We've got a switch. That power supply switch, that's good. We've got the X, Y and Z cables. We have the stepper motor cables. We've got the heating bed cable. We've got a wee pack of accessories for putting it together. I do quite like the pack of accessories, and what's already taken my interest is that little screwdriver. Let's get a look at that. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh, I like that. I think that's just made the whole thing work fine. Okay. Screws, essential. I will no doubt end up with spares, and one's missing. Springs and clips for the heated bed, that's fantastic. The fans that you need for everything. For the cooling, oh, there's a fan that looks like it's probably going to go, hopefully, where the heat sink is for the hot end. We have some legs. Now, these legs are all very good. Actually, they're kind of rubber, but I did see while I was scrolling on the old internet that someone had made some better, taller legs, which I might actually go for. Let's see how it goes. And then we have random plastic stuff. This is the dreaded connectors for the Y-axis rods. Now these do look kind of crappy. I think I might actually just print them out of resin, see how it goes. And then this thing looks like a part of the spool holder, which I spied in here. Just spool holder, that's your typical 8, you probably get it in other printers, but you know, I've seen, in fact I think it's the same as the Creality one, they all kind of look the same. There you go. That'll be good. This, just by the look of it, because I've bought something similar for the printer, this is going to be backing up, is the bed frame. Yep, that's good. Okay. And this will be the bracket for the screen. The advert says that it's magnetic. Don't look too magnetic to me. I don't know. Anyway, you've got your LCD controller, which is quite good. And what else have we got? That's a nice solid bit. That'll be the X-axis rods, maybe? Rod supports, yeah. Because they'll go there, and then the pipes or the bars will go between that. Okay. Right, other bit of plastic. Okay, what have we got here now? Oh, heat head with a pad and just a basic bit of glass. Well, actually, you know, this was like 120 quid or whatever. I am not complaining about wee things like that. I've seen some nice ones that have got a texture on them and so on. I've used the metal beds. I've actually recently returned to the plastic, to the glass beds because it's less of a hassle. So actually, to save me smashing that, which is most likely going to happen, I put that in there, kick it into my wee table, and yeah, that's that. So just off the bat, I'm going to look at how this is meant to go together, and we'll catch up on the building of the rest of this. I might actually look into streaming some of this being built live, if you're interested. This isn't what this is for, but I thought I'd give that a go. Or maybe it isn't. So that is quite big, yeah. Even though the bed size is the same as my homemade printer, the actual structure is going to be quite a bit bigger. So if we've got that there, and we've got these two here, this might not be quite correct, but we'll just do it for show. That's got to hell by the time I'm done. So, yeah. There we go. Now, I think what I'm maybe going to have to do, or the way I should do it, is build the bottom part, then build the top part, or I suppose the Z and X axis separately, as if you get it in these box ones like the creality numbers, and then just kind of go from there. And this will take pride of place in the old shop window beside the tiny boys. I think this will look quite good, and it'll draw a few people's attention at least. I do need to work on my presentation around here. But yeah, that's it. So you'll have to excuse the audio because I'm in the Phi space just now, and we're going to be, it's really, really echoey, but I'm sure you can live with that. If you can listen to my voice, you can deal with the echo. And yeah, that's it. I think it would be quite cool. I've seen people do handy little hinges on there so you can carry them about. So it's a bit much for today. Additional things I'll probably do is support structures to make the frame more rigid, but for just now, this is going to do exactly what I wanted. Alrighty, so I'll leave you to it, and I'll get back to you with the next stage.